Welcome to Littleton Common. Here we are, the most exciting time of the year, and everyone's going to have something to celebrate. October was Halloween, November, of course, Thanksgiving, and now December brings us a whole slew of special occasions to celebrate. Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, New Year's Eve, a whole gamut of things. And Barbara, I just wanted to, before we go on, I just wanted to say this was going to be a very special show for you. You put a lot of effort and planning into this, and you lost your voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did.
You did. And so people are going to have to listen to more of me than they probably would like.
They'll like.
But I still wanted you to be here because, you know.
Well, I just wanted to come in and keep you company.
Good, good. And you notice the snow falling out here. It is December, and we are, you know, of course, in that season. Is it too cold for you? You know,
no, I have this, and I can just wrap it around.
I got the fire going on over there
good,
too,
good.
so
I'll just.
We should be pretty good. All right. Well, around this time of year, we often greet people with happy holidays, and maybe we don't realize it, but we might be greeting people with other holidays other than the one we personally celebrate. So, for example, one is Hanukkah. And Hanukkah is a Jewish celebration. It's 8 days and nights based on the lunar cycle. And Hanukkah can fall anywhere from November 28th to December 26th. Hanukkah is also known as the Festival of Lights. It's a Jewish festival commemorating the recovery of Jerusalem and subsequent rededication of the Second Temple at the beginning of the Maccabean revolt against the Seleucid Empire in the 2nd century BC. So that's Hanukkah. Another thing that we have is Kwanzaa. You've probably heard of that. 5 million people celebrate Kwanzaa each year. It begins on December 26th and it ends January 1st. And on the 6th day, there is a big feast where gifts of creativity are given to allow loved ones to celebrate with each other. And Kwanzaa is also celebrated through the lighting of the Kinara and performing and listening to traditional music and discussing African heritage. Yeah. And that's primarily what Kwanzaa is all about. Then we also have Las Patas, which is Spanish for the inn. And this is a religious festival celebrated mostly in Latin America countries and some parts of the United States between December 16th and the 24th. Las Patas commemorates the journey that Joseph and Mary made from Nazareth to Bethlehem in search of a safe refuge where Mary could give birth to the baby Jesus. Yeah. And so that's what a lot of Hispanic Americans and Hispanics around the world celebrate Las Patas, which means the inn. There's
a lot of celebrations that, people can do from their own heritage. But I think in the end, everyone loves December for Christmas too.
Right, right. And so Christmas celebration is for all Christians. Those who, and also there's those who care to join it, you know. The first recorded date of Christmas on December 25th, or when it was celebrated rather, was in the year 336 during the time of the Roman Emperor Constantine. This, of course, is a celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ. Many Orthodox Christians celebrate on or near January 7th. And Christmas also brings, of course, Santa Claus, Saint Nick, Kris Kringle, Father Christmas, or just Santa, depending on where you live. Santa is for kids and those still young at heart. So Saint Nick originated hundreds of years ago. He was a monk named Nicholas who was born sometime around 280 AD near Turkey. And I think we hear Santa's sleigh arriving now. Can you hear something?
I thought I did.
Yeah. Well, perhaps it's Santa arriving in town here because on December 4th, he's going to be at the Holiday Bazaar, and I asked him if he wouldn't mind stopping by, and let's go see if we can find him.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, Littleton! On Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, you too, Rudolph!
Well, what a special treat. Boys and girls, children of all ages, Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus. I can't believe that you are actually here in Littleton in my studio.
I'm really glad to be here, Mark, and
This is
so
exciting.
is Mrs. Claus.
Yes.
It's been a while, and great to be here.
Awesome. Well, you know, people want to know, especially kids, they wrote in and asked some questions because they heard that you were going to be here today.
Great.
And so, you know, kids are very curious and they have some questions for you and, you know, things that I think we all want to know the answers to, all right? So we're going to start off with probably the biggest question is, how does Santa Claus deliver toys to all the kids in the world in one night?
Well, it is a challenge, but the North Pole has the technology. It's gotten better. Obviously, there's a lot more children in the world now, so we had to keep coming up with other ways in order to do it. So, and I'm sure this year the Christmas spirit is going to be off the radar, and it'll be no problem. So you want to be able to keep that Christmas spirit alive every day from now until Christmas.
Awesome. So also kids were wondering, because some kids don't have a chimney, and you know, we all see that Santa likes to come down the chimney.
Of course.
If someone doesn't have a chimney, how do you get into their house?
Well, there's one thing that I have, and it only works on Christmas Eve, and I have the magic key. So if I find out that there's not a chimney, the magic key will get me into any lock in the world, and I can get in.
Wow.
So there's no need to worry. I can get in.
That's great.
Yeah.
A magic key.
Yep.
There's probably only one of those in the world.
There is. There's only one.
Yep.
There's other keys on there too, so, and each one of them has got a different purpose. There's one for the sleigh, of course, and then the magic key is the big one, and then the one that I had to do because the cookies kept disappearing, and that's one for the cookie locker. So I have to keep them locked up. Mrs. Claus sometimes doesn't want me to get in there, and she may take and hide the key once in a while, but she's nice enough to give it back to me
Sometimes.
when I have a desire for a cookie.
That's
which
great.
is a lot.
A lot, I bet. You know, speaking of chimneys, what was the most difficult chimney that Santa ever had to go down?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, there was one time, it was not that long ago, and so there's some elves that go out and scout it out ahead of time, and they're supposed to provide me with a good chimney report. Mm-hmm. Well, they decided they were going to play a prank on me. I mean, it was a harmless prank, so it was okay. So I go down this small chimney, and then I get down there, and it's all black. I'm inside of a black box. And I go, what is going on here? So I finally figured it out. It was a pellet stove.
Oh, no.
So, I had to get out the magic dust and go back up the chimney, and then go, at that time, use the magic key, of course. And then after that, and when I got back, the elves and I had a conversation.
I bet.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I bet. Well, let me ask you, your suit must get pretty dirty on Christmas Eve. Do you do the cleaning, or Mrs. Claus, or do you have it sent out to a special cleaner?
We have it sent out to a special cleaner at the North Pole. There's a whole team of elves that can clean it up really good so it looks like new the day after.
I'm sure everybody has their job. The
Yes.
elves all have their job to do. So that's great. Here's an interesting question. Which would you say is longer? The naughty list or the nice list?
Well, the nice list, of course.
Oh, good answer.
Yes. Those are the ones I only have to remember. So if, you know, so I don't have to worry about the nice list. It's the naughty list, the one that I have to keep track of.
Yeah.
And hopefully they'll understand that they did something that they shouldn't have, and they'll hopefully be on the nice list by Christmas Eve.
Okay. So we all know what Santa's doing Christmas Eve, but I'm curious, what does Mrs. Claus do on Christmas Eve?
Well, Mrs. Claus is in charge of the workshop and the house and all of that. And the elves and I get together and we start getting ready for a big party for when Santa returns.
A big party. Is
Oh,
it
yeah.
like a cookie party or something a little different on the menu?
Well, let's see. Everybody sort of contributes towards, so it's all different kinds of food. Yeah, everybody pulls together different dishes.
Well, we know the Keebler elves are good at baking things, right? I don't know if they're related to the North Pole elves. But, that's great. I don't think any of your reindeer are going to be watching this show because, you know, they're busy doing other things. So could you tell us who your favorite reindeer is?
Oh, well, I can. It is Dasher, but I do have a soft spot in my heart for Comet because he's the one that can be mischievous.
Really?
And yep, you know, so him and the elves get along really well.
I bet.
So they
I
like
bet.
oh yeah. So.
They're right, cut from
But
the same
actually,
cloth.
I love them all.
That's true. And of course, Rudolph is the guy who helps you out with the nose and everything.
Yeah, when
so
there's stormy weather, Rudolph comes through every time.
I bet. Yeah, he seems to be a lot of people's favorite just because, I mean, he had the movie. Do the other reindeer get a little jealous at the fact that
Yeah,
Rudolph
they do
has a
little
special?
bit. Yeah, luckily they get some publicity every once in a while in other films and
Right.
shows and things. So
And then there's the one that hardly gets mentioned, which is Olive.
that's right.
Olive, the other reindeer. Yeah. Okay.
I like that.
Yes. Now, that, of course, comes from a song. But, you know, this time of year we hear all sorts of different Christmas songs. Santa, do you have a favorite Christmas song?
Of course I do.
I bet I could guess what it
I
is.
bet you could.
Is it Jingle Bells?
Hey, warm.
Silent Night?
A little bit warmer.
Oh, Santa Claus is coming to town.
Oh, absolutely.
There it is.
There we go.
Of course. That's one of my favorite, too.
Yeah.
All right. What about your favorite cookie? There must be, I mean, all over the world, you must have so many different styles of cookies to sample. Is there a favorite that,
Yeah, there
or maybe
is.
a top three?
Let's see, the top three. Well, chocolate chip, of course. Snickerdoodles would probably be second. And let's see, and then the cookies that have white chocolate in them. I like those too.
Interesting.
You know, Mrs. Claus can make really good cookies too. I mean, she makes raisin bran ones. I pretend to like them, but I really don't.
You don't like them?
No, but I still eat them. I mean, they taste okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Darn, the
think
reindeer is out of the barn.
Santa may be on the naughty list. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I want to know, of course, you talked about the Christmas spirit and everything. And,
Yes.
you know, with all that goes on at Christmas time, what is your favorite part of Christmas? What part do you enjoy the most?
Oh, I would say because of so much Christmas spirit, and then just the joy and smiles on children's faces, and of course adults. So that warms my heart every time when I see that.
Yeah, I bet it does. So I know that we know what you're doing Christmas Eve, but of course Christmas Day, when all the presents have been delivered, and what does Santa do on Christmas Day? I bet.
Long nap.
I take a good long nap.
I bet.
Of course, it stays pretty dark at the North Pole, so I don't have to worry about the light waking me up.
That's true. And then, of course, on the 26th, you start right in on
Yep, we got to start
making the toys.
preparing, get the R&D elves up and running, and figure out what we're going to do for next Christmas.
Wow. Well, that's great. Well, I want to thank you for stopping by today, answering these questions, and hopefully the kids get an answer to some of those questions that they always
You're
wanted
really
to know.
welcome, Mark. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it. We were happy to be here. Matter of fact, I have something for you, Mark.
Really?
Yeah, it's a kind of an early Christmas present, I suppose. I know it's in here somewhere. There it is.
Oh,
Of course,
wow.
you've got to have
Look at that.
a bell.
That's great.
And
You know,
then-
my teacher said that every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings.
There you
I
go.
don't know if you knew about that.
Then,
Do you have a favorite Christmas movie? Oh, let me guess. Santa Claus is coming to town.
oh, well, it is. Well, I really like The Miracle on 34th Street. That's one. I mean, it's an old movie. I mean, probably some of the younger folks haven't seen it, but it's really good. It really brings the spirit of Christmas alive. And then I really like Santa Claus too,
Right.
because it's a love story.
Oh, that's nice. That's beautiful.
The other thing I have for is, there you go.
Oh, look at that. Says Santa caught you being nice.
And
Well,
you have been very nice, Mark.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm on the good list.
Absolutely.
Yes? Okay. You know, it's I always start at least in November just to buckle down and just
Yeah,
really
but you
try
gotta do
extra
it the
hard.
other 10 months too, Mark.
I forgot about that. But
Yeah, a lot of people do.
That's true. Well, anyway, I know you're really busy and you've still got a lot of work ahead of you.
Oh yeah, it's going to
but,
get real busy now.
The fact that you came and sat down with us is really special. So thank you. I hope that all of you out there have enjoyed this visit with Santa, and we look forward to seeing you on Christmas. Well, we won't see you, but we'll see what you do on Christmas Eve.
Yes, you will.
And again, thank you, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
All right. Oh, what a special treat to be able to talk to Santa Claus. You know? It was very nice of him to stop by, and maybe he answered some of those questions. I know I said they were from kids, but I know many of them came from you because you wanted to know.
Right.
So
I believe.
you believe, of course you believe. Well, we hope everyone attends or attended the town bazaar and visited every table the town organizations have filled with their handmade crafts and other various items that were for sale or for show there. You know, as a parent, there's nothing like children at Christmas time, right? And today we have Sophia in the studio to help us get in the mood for Christmas. Sophia is a student here at Littleton, and she's going to sing a song for us. So let's check it out.
Good.
I am joined now with Sophia, and Sophia is a student at the Russell Street School.
Mm-hmm.
And what grade are you in?
I'm in 4th grade.
4th grade. Wow. I was going to say I remember when I was in 4th grade, but I don't remember that far back. So how long have you been singing?
For a very long time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hold the microphone right up like this. Very long time?
Okay, yeah.
Like a couple hours or longer?
Yeah, like a few years.
Ah. Are you ready for Christmas?
I am.
Did you get presents for your parents and stuff and all the things you need to do?
Yes.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have one little sister.
How old is she?
She is 6.
6. Did you get her something?
Yes.
Don't tell us what it is. 'Cause I want it to be a surprise.
Yeah.
And of course, you got something for me. Hello,
Yes.
Sophia? Are you there? Yeah. Okay. Well, there's still plenty of time. We're taping this show kind of early, so. Well, anyway, you're going to sing a couple songs for me and for us, all of us. I'm very excited about that. So, what's the first song we're going to do?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. All right, classic. Well, here we go.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw him, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then all the reindeer loved him as he shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history.
Fantastic. applauding and standing ovation at home, I can tell. All right, that's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's great. What's the next song we're going to do?
Jingle Bells.
Jingle Bells. That's a classic.
Yeah.
A classic. All right. Goes like something like this. Let's see.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. Oh, how fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing songs. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, how fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, how fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Very good, very good. Sophia, thank you so much for coming and spreading Christmas joy with your voice and your fun smile, and I wish you a Merry Christmas.
I wish you a Merry Christmas too.
Thank you very much. Sophia, everybody. Wasn't she great?
She was.
Yeah, she was. I love the sounds of a children's choir, at Christmas time. Just those little voices singing out. It's so cute. All right, well, let's not forget our pets at Christmas. And here's Littleton Animal Hospital's veterinarian, Don Brooks, to give us this month's Critter Corner.
Welcome back to Critter Corner. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about what you might expect if you get or adopt or purchase a new puppy or kitten. We get these calls all the time where clients are so excited, they have a brand new member to their family, and they're looking to get them in for that veterinary visit. But what sometimes we don't know, or what clients don't expect, is exactly what does that entail, because there are quite a few costs that are associated with those early months of having a new animal. A lot of it has to do with how old the pet is at the time that you acquire them. If they're very young, you may need to expect anywhere from 3 to 4 visits at your veterinary office, usually spaced about a month apart. And if you get an animal that's over 4 or 5 months old, it may only be 1 or 2. A lot of it depends on what was done prior to your obtaining the animal. Most of those visits are, one, to make sure that your pet is growing appropriately. We spend a lot of time looking for congenital conditions, developmental issues that might arise as the animal grows. Make sure that you're feeding the animal the right amount of food that they can grow appropriately. Keeping up on that vaccine series. So this is what I love about COVID. Everyone understands vaccines now. So if you recall when you got your COVID vaccine, or if you know someone who had one, you needed to have 2 vaccines spaced out about 4 weeks apart. That is pretty standard when it comes to vaccine boosters for most species, including animals. But it's different with pets because they do develop a lot faster. So when you have an adult animal, that 2 booster about a month apart is about right. But a young animal, you need to do that maybe monthly for 3 or 4 months until we can expect a response. Part of this has to do with the fact that they get protection from their parents, from their mom. When they are born and they're nursing, they are ingesting those antibodies mom does already have to those vaccines, and it takes a while for those to fade. If you vaccinate an animal before those have completely faded, their own immune system won't recognize the vaccine. And once their immune system is able to recognize the vaccine, if they don't have enough boosters beyond that period of time, then you may not get an appropriate response, which leaves your pet at risk. So this is one of those situations where You really want to work with your veterinarian to understand how many visits you need and why. A lot of things that we're doing these days are trying to split up vaccines so that pets aren't getting a lot at one time. It may increase the number of visits, but for smaller patients, your veterinarian may recommend that. This is important because those visits can be a couple $100s a visit, and if you haven't budgeted well enough for that, you may find yourself struggling. The other thing that tends to come up in the first year of life is a spay or neuter surgery, and those can vary depending upon the size of the animal, the type of animal, and which veterinary hospital you're at. Those procedures don't have to be done in the first year of life, but there are medical benefits to doing that for, say, cats and female dogs. Male dogs, we now wait till they're older, but there are complications that can arise from an adult dog neuter. And sometimes clients aren't prepared for those types of complications, and that adds expense to your budget. So make sure that you know what you're getting into when you adopt that pet, so we can make sure that they have the very best care. Some of the other things that are unexpected expenses in the first year or two of life: puppies and kittens are curious, and sometimes that curiosity leads them to do things that put them at risk. For example, I might chew on that object that just fell off the table and swallow some of those pieces, but those pieces may cause me problems later. Depending on the object, the size of the dog, your veterinarian could recommend a wait and watch approach. They may recommend x-rays, they may recommend trying to make them throw up the object, or they may recommend surgery. Obviously, surgery can be quite expensive, especially if it occurs at the night or weekends and you find yourself at an emergency hospital. They often charge more. So when you are considering bringing a new pet into your family, specifically dog or cat, we want to make sure that you are prepared for those expenses. One of our previous episodes was about pet insurance. I would love for you to reach out and take a look at that. And if you have any questions about pet insurance for your pet, please be sure to speak to your veterinarian.
We can't ignore what's happening here at Shattuck Street. We have a new library, which is fantastic, and a new senior center is in the works. And I hope everything is smooth. Get that show on the road in the near future. Meanwhile, the COA and the Friends are hosting a grab and go luncheon for the seniors at El Forno restaurant on December 8th. There'll be a full turkey dinner with all of the trimmings. And this starts at noon. There will be a $5 cost to pay when you arrive. But you need to call the EHS office to register anytime after December 1st, and that's 978-540-2470. Also, Wednesday, December 8th is a busy day because it's from lunch you can go to the craft class, which is going on. It begins at 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock in Shattuck Street, multi-purpose room. You'll be creating some live green centerpieces. So there's only 30 seats available for this, and the cost is only $3 per person. So you want to sign up early for that one. Like I said, 30 spots, going to go fast. Sign up at the EHS office, 978-540-2470. So you'll be making all of your reservations for EHS and COA programs at that number. So write it down, save it, put it in your contact list or whatever you do. 978-540-2470. A couple other events. The Women's Breakfast will be on December 9th, and that's from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. at the Senior Diner. And you men haven't been forgotten. Breakfast is for you on December 22nd. At the same time, 7:30 to 9:30 at the Senior Diner in Shattuck Street. Don't forget to stop by and see Gail Dalton down at the diner for lunches every Monday through Friday. She's there, lunches at noon, and she and her volunteers will be happy to serve you. You just have to call ahead, let them know that you're coming, and we've given you the number. You've written it down, right? All right. The Reuben Hoare Library staff and the EHS COA will be working together for a book and bite. And this is a new collaboration to help homebound seniors feel less isolated during the winter. So starting in December, seniors may request a book, and a volunteer from the library will deliver it to your house with a special treat right to your door. That's book and bite. So don't bite the person who's delivering it. The bite is for you. Anyway, you got to sign up for that at the COA office as well, 978-540-2470. Well, that'll do it for this edition of Littleton Common. We hope that you have a happy holiday season. And from all of us here at LCTV, we wish you and your family blessings for this season and a very, very happy new year. And so, Barbara, Happy New Year to you too, and Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year. And Christmas. And great year.
Amen.
Mwah.
Oh, got it. I'll save that for later.